Welcome back to Wayne TV. I'm Joel Gilly. We have a very special friend. Mr. Doug McGrath is back. Doug, it's been a little while, but we're glad to have you back, and Freedom Fest is right around the corner.
Yeah, we are just like a week and a half away, so it's here.
So Freedom Fest, we were talking a little bit before we started recording. Doug has come in back when it was Wings of Wayne, and that was, how many years has this been now?
This will be the 7th year, but with COVID we lost 1 year. So the 6th year of the festival.
I swear, like 6 years ago, we were chatting, and it was this festival. You had this dream of bringing the community together with the base, because so often the base is like in their own little world, right? And the community's in their own little world. But these people are working in our county, they're working in our community, they're worshiping in the community, and yet it's kind of like separate. And you had this dream of bringing everybody together for just an all-out American bash, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so what made you want to start doing that?
Well, you know, we moved here from the Midwest, and we moved into a military town, in a military state. And we were just kind of surprised that there wasn't something that celebrated what these folks do, I mean, the sacrifices they make for us. And so in talking to other people in the community, it just seemed like an opportunity missed. And we wanted to do something to see if we could get a little momentum, get some legs for this thing.
Yeah. And now it's turned into something that, did you ever imagine it would be this big? Was it like you wanted it to be this big, but did you?
Yeah. So when we started, I can remember the first year when we had like no money and really like we were scraping this thing together, and I could paint the picture of, imagine we could get 30 or 40,000 people downtown, and people just, you know, set that aside. Last year we had 16,000.
That's awesome.
So, you know, I mean, look, Marion, North Carolina does a Bigfoot festival, and they draw over 30,000 people. If they can do that, gosh, to celebrate military and first responders, I think we can turn out our population.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do we expect for this year? It's going to be another big year, and I know you've got a lot going on, so kind of run through some of the highlights of what all people can expect.
So the festival actually will span 3 days. So it will kick off on Thursday with the Taste of Wayne that's put on by United Way. So that will be from 5 to 7:30 at the Hub. And immediately following that, the Paramount Theater is showing the original Top Gun free to the first 500 people. And so that will be a really cool way to kick off on Thursday. And then on Friday, we will have Freedom Friday, which is a concert at the main stage. Joe Brown and the band, he's very well connected to Eastern Carolina. He'll come in and just put on an amazing show.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a Center Street Jam vibe, if you will. And then on Saturday, we get into the main event. So Saturday, we have a car and bike show, we have an art contest, we have static displays, we have craft vendors, we have military appreciation awards, which is the one serious moment out of our day. We have an F-15 flyover, which is just amazing.
Has that ever happened?
It has. This will be the 3rd year we've had it.
And
we have 5 bands on 3 stages, so I just think it's going to be an amazing weekend. It'll be
like
a lot of fun.
Festival. I mean, like, you know, people pay a lot of money, big bucks to go to these big music festivals with multiple stages. You can get it right here in Goldsboro.
For free.
For free. It's the best part.
Yeah.
And so that's all day Saturday, basically.
Yeah,
right?
we'll run 3 to 9:30.
Okay.
And one of the things that to me is really cool, you know, we coined the phrase a few years ago, and actually somebody on base coined it, one community. And this thing really has kind of taken on a life of one community. So to me, it's just so cool to see how this started with something that the Elks, a nonprofit, put on. And now we have nonprofits from all over the community. We have the base, we have the city, we have the county. It's just amazing to see. And if you look at the sponsorship, our sponsorship from last year to this year is just such a dramatic change in terms of seeing some out-of-area money come to our event.
That's cool.
And that's really cool.
Then you know you're getting that reach. You talked about the Friday night entertainment. Talk about some of the Saturday. Do you know it all off the top of your head? I know you don't have any notes with you.
Yeah, I think I've done this elevator speech a couple times. So we will kick off with the Pink Slips at the main site, and the main site has 2 stages. So we'll kick off with the Pink Slips at 3 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock on the stage up north, up the car and bike show, we'll have Wood and Steel. So there's a great local draw. Then going back down to the main site, we'll have Soul Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Every time they're in Goldsboro, they draw a big crowd.
Absolutely.
Truly could be a headliner. We'll do the award ceremony, and then T. Davis, Tyler Davis, but it's T. Davis and Company. And I'm going to tell you what, they're going to bring the heat to Goldsboro. It's really going to be a cool show. And then following Tyler is Elvie Shane. And what a catch for Goldsboro. I mean,
absolutely.
He's excited to be here, and you know, he's charted #1. He's got a couple things going up the charts right now, just toured in Europe. So we have a couple surprises for Elvie that we'll get into.
Cool. Yeah. And so talk to me a little bit. So it's downtown Center Street. You guys basically take over, right?
We close Center Street from, just consider it from Ash to Pine.
Okay.
So basically the whole way.
Yep.
And the street and the hub and the empty field at 207 South Center, which we refer to as Freedom Field, that becomes the site of the event.
Okay.
So on Center Street, you'll see car and bike show, you'll see static displays, tons of craft vendors. The art contest at the hub will be very, very cool. I mean, that's going to draw a whole new element as the Arts Council and Wayne County Public Schools collaborated to make that happen. The artwork that the kids have done is amazing. And we're going to bring the 3 champions up on stage. So we'll have the mayor up there, we'll have the wing commander, we'll have the Arts Council represented, and we're going to bring the next generation of Patriots up on stage.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see. So this is, you're going to have to remind me the date. I'm terrible with dates. This is the
September 7th through 9th. The big event is the 9th of September. It's always a Saturday after Labor Day holiday.
Oh, okay. That's
so it'll be easy to remember from now on.
And so what are you looking forward to next year? Bigger and better? Is that kind of the plan?
I think so, but to be honest with you, we're so focused on this year, it's hard for me to look at next year.
I know. What's your favorite part of the event?
Seeing the people, seeing the difference it makes to people, right? I mean, the whole idea from step 1 was to bring the base and first responders together with the community to let us pause in a sincere way to say thank you to those who serve and make sacrifices for us. Seeing that become real, you know, seeing people interacting, it's just really cool. And on that note, one of the things we're going to do this year, you know, while we're here celebrating, we have military members that are deployed.
Yep.
So you see the red shirt. We are encouraging everybody to come out in red, and red will take on a new meaning, which is remember everyone deployed.
Ooh, I like that.
So we want to stage the sea of red in front of the performers, and then capture that image and send it around the world through social media so we can say to those people that are in harm's way right now, we're thinking about you, we love you, and we appreciate all that you're doing, all the sacrifices you make for us.
That's really cool. I know you're probably not going to talk about it because you're not typically one to brag about yourself, but you've become, you know, you've just won an award over the past year for your community service with the military, right?
Yeah, and you're right, I don't like to talk about it.
You don't like to talk about it, but you got to talk about it a little bit.
So I'll do this in the context of we won an award.
There you go.
Okay, so it's the Spirit of Hope Award, and it's it's a presidential award in honor of all of the work that Bob Hope did. And each branch of service gets to select or nominate one person, and typically that's a service member. So somehow I got nominated, and somehow I got selected at the base level, and then it goes up to the Air Combat Command, and then from there to the Secretary of the Air Force. So September 15th of last year, I had the honor and privilege of standing in the Hall of Heroes and receiving this award, you know, where they put it around your neck, and just surreal. I mean, but really to me, this was Goldsboro showing up. This was Wayne County. This was Seymour Johnson. And the fact that we're getting attention on the national or international stage is pretty cool.
Well, and I brought it up because, you know, you think like, okay, who's behind this festival, right? And I know there's a lot of people behind the festival, but you wonder, okay, like, are they just saying, oh, it's a military festival to get people to come out, right? Like trying to pull that sympathy card a little bit, but like, it's not that. Like you guys, you and your team of people are literally devoted to this cause. And it's all about bringing that attention to the military and thanking them for what they do. It's not just a festival to make some money on a weekend. You know, this is literally just to give back to the military. And I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So the event truly is a nonprofit. Yep. And if you roll up numbers and you're into numbers, to produce this literally takes us the entire calendar year.
Yep.
And we will have over 180 people that have volunteered through the course of the year, and probably something in the neighborhood of 4,500 man hours that have gone into making this happen. And to the person, not one of them wants any attention.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all of them want to blend in with the woodwork, and the story is the festival and one community, and the heroes that afford us our freedoms and safety and security. I mean, that's the story here.
Absolutely. Well, Doug, again, it's the event has grown so much, and just so happy to see it. It starts off on Thursday, like you said, with Taste of Wayne, which is always a huge draw for the community anyway. And I think that's really neat to see it kind of tagged on to Freedom Fest now. And then more entertainment Friday, and then the big full day on Saturday is just going to be a blast. So now we're just keeping fingers crossed for good weather, right?
So right now it looks good.
Right now it looks good.
Keep your fingers crossed. And part of this is telling our story. So part of what we want to do is we bring LV in, is use him as an ambassador after he leaves.
Yeah.
So LV's band name is the Broken Arrows. And we have a little bit of history in Goldsboro with the Goldsboro Broken Arrows.
Yep.
So we're going to sneak him out onto the county roads and kind of tell him the story and let him just soak that up. And I bet when he's on stage somewhere else, he's going to mention that.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a great event for the whole family.
Sure
I mean,
is.
it's not just a parents event. There's literally everything to do for adults, kids, and it's free, which is always really good. So I do urge you to go ahead and get it on your calendar, September 7th through the 9th, the big event, of course, on the 9th, for a whole lot of fun right here in downtown Goldsboro.
And thank you for telling the story. I mean,
Yeah.
the only way this thing has grown is because people like you are telling the story and
least
drawing
we can
attention
do.
to it. So we really appreciate it.
You guys do all the hard work. We just sit here and talk. Doug, thank you so much for coming in and talking about it.
sir.
Give us the website. There's a website, right?
It's ncfreedomfest.org.
Okay. So if you have any questions about the event, ncfreedomfest.org, and go ahead and put it on the calendars, and go ahead and put it on the calendar for next year too, because it's going to be back. It's going to be bigger than ever. So,
Absolutely.
Doug, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you again next time right here on Wayne TV.